Hello and welcome to France 24's weekly music show. I'm Jennifer Ben Brahim. Coming up. My guest today is a self-taught multi-instrumentalist and a rising star of France's indie scene. Max Baby dropped his first record in 2024 and a year on is back with his EP Break, and it's a real blend of postmodern indie, alt-rock and electro. And Night Owl, I'm happy to say we lured him into our studios this morning, Paris time, I want to say. Max Baby, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Now, as a way of kind of introducing you to our viewers around the world, I want to ask you some true or false questions because I found some quite interesting information about you whilst researching for this interview. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
It's going to be very simple. So true or false, Max Baby is a nickname?
No, false. It's my real name.
Tell us more about this name. It's so unusual.
It's Baby in French. It's a long story, but yeah, it is real.
You were meant to be a rock star, basically. It was in the genes. It was in the name. Now, true or false, you made your first instrument out of biscuit tins?
True.
Tell us more.
Yeah, I've always had a thing for drums, and I guess I just made myself a drum kit when I was really little, and that's how it started.
Okay, a real self-starter. Now let's talk about the music. Your debut record was called Out of Control Into the Wall, and it really captures this thrill of like losing control. Mm-hmm. On the new EP, where do we find you? What is going on?
It's maybe the landing, but breaking out of all this. It's different kinds of breaks. That's why it's called Break. The concept came actually after all the songs were done, weirdly enough, but I realized it was a concept EP because it's like breaking up, breaking down, breaking out of childhood, breaking out of many things, old patterns, refusing dogmas and beliefs and all that.
Well, for our viewers, Max Baby had a very interesting album release with lots of breaking of items, including a tiny miniature toy horse. Now we're going to listen to one of the tracks off the EP. This is I Can Do Anything.
You're a legend, I'm the ghost, I'm the virus, you're the host. I'm not lost, I'm just walking. I can do anything. I can do anything. I can do anything.
Okay, so that was I Can Do Anything from Max Baby's latest EP. Now, Max, that song feels very empowering, very confident, but I believe that it's actually a song about quite the opposite. Tell us more.
I mean, it's both at the same time. It came to me as that kind of empowering mantra, but it all collapses with the line, I can do anything but forget about you. But, you know, so I'm saying I can do anything 3 times, so everybody thinks I'm like, well, I can do anything. But no, I can't forget about you. So it's either a person or a side of me. It's trying to blur the lines here, but yeah.
Do you feel like you have to have this sort of bravado, this confidence when you're a musician, but sometimes you're not necessarily feeling it when you're on stage, but you have to put up this front?
Not really for me, because I'm always super excited to go on stage. Every gig I'm playing, it's like 110%. So I guess no, there's no need for that. The songs just live by themselves. Yeah.
Now, your debut record was made using only real instruments, very, very little to almost no like post-production in the studio. I believe that this was the same for this record. Why is it important for you to strip back, to keep it to the instruments themselves?
Mm-hmm. It keeps it real, it keeps it organic, even though I'm using a computer to record and assist myself. I'm using analog gear, and it's I think it's really interesting to have limitations in a world where there's no limit. So yeah, it helps the creative process and sounding. It's another way of sounding modern with old gear.
Now, you're a musician in your own right, but you're also a writer and producer for some other artists, including the likes of Wise Blood, Clara Luciani, and Sega Bodega. Is the process different when you're working for another artist, or do you apply your same kind of principles to it?
It's different. Yeah, it's different because when you work for another artist or with, you need to get the best out of them, like be true to their vision, and it's really collaborative. So like when it's just me, it's just me in loop in my own head. With other artists, it's very different. You need to serve a certain purpose. It's different from yours.
It's like their project that you're kind of working towards. Now, you're actually on a European tour right now with this new EP, and you have your first headline gig in Paris at the Main Room, and that's on the 19th of November. And another band that are currently winding down from their European tour are the Kings of Indie Sleaze, We Are Scientists. They're celebrating the release of a new album called Qualifying Miles and 20 years since their breakout record with Love and Squalor. I got to chat with them right before their show in Paris last month. Let's take a listen.
I'm Keith Murray.
I'm Chris Kane.
We're We Are Scientists when we sit next to one another.
It's not much of a defense. Just please forgive, at least forget.
For us, it's impossible to truly begin an album cycle without toasting to its future on the scène. Usually we will pick one or another bridge. We're Pont-Neuf guys. Old school.
I come with a baguette, you bring the cheese, we each come with wine.
A word once been said, it never can be unheard again.
I feel like Qualifying Miles is more reflective than we tend to be. And I suspect that part of this is that we've been a band with who've been releasing albums for 20 years now.
Mired in nostalgia, you might
Yeah.
say. For What You Want Is Gone, we had a very short deadline to turn the video in. And so we came up with this idea that we would shoot the shows. Now, we could have had a camera person along with us shooting the shows, a professional, but we're too cheap for that.
You got to feed those people.
They want meals, at least 2 a day. So we said, what if we ask the audience to use their little cameras? We've all got them now. And we ended up getting something like 1,000 submissions.
You can't just wait around for what you want. If what you want is gone.
Are you finding the audiences have changed over 20 years, Chris? What do they look like now?
Well,
Who's there? I refuse to gaze into the crowd.
It's a mix. It's a bouillabaisse, Keith. There's still a lot of those original fans, and they, of course, have aged poorly. So they remind us of the dark past. We get young teenagers coming out who were literally born since our first record.
The day you move, I'm probably gonna explode. It's true, I'm probably gonna explode.
I think With Love and Squalor was very much of a piece of a musical scene that was happening in 2004, 2005. And key to it remaining in the hearts of those who listen to it is that it's the best album from that era.
That's true.
So that helps. Lo and behold, 20 years later, look at us.
Dredged it back up.
Yeah.
Pulled it out of the muddy bank of some lesser river than the Seine, that's for sure.
So as We Are Scientists speaking to me there about the amazing indie sleaze era that really had a chokehold on all of us, or especially myself. Now, Max, you sing in English, and your sound does feel like it would not feel out of place from the kind of 2000s indie sleaze era. Who are some of the artists that you were listening to growing up?
Well, actually, We Are Scientists were one of them when I was in high school. But yeah, a lot of the New York scene from the early 2000s, like SED Sound System. Obviously, The Strokes, TV on the Radio, all that. Yeah,
Yeah, very indie sleaze. And any French artists that you kind of were inspiring to you?
Yeah, I guess Daft Punk and Phoenix and Justice are like big ones for me still. Serge Gainsbourg,
Yeah.
also in a very different genre, but but the soundscapes, especially on Melody Nelson, that really was eye-opening for me.
We could definitely hear that throughout your music. Now, moving on to the big album release of the week, and that's from British artist FKA Twigs. She's back with Eusexia Afterglow, and she started teasing this record during a summer gig, declaring that she was ready to give birth to this new music. This fourth album is a sequel to Eusexia that was released back in January of this year. She's teasing the album with a 7-minute video for the single Cheap Hotel, starring some very unusual influencers called the Claremont Sisters. Take a look. So we've come to the end of the show. I want to thank my guest today, Max Baby, for coming in to speak to us about his new EP, Break. It's available to buy and stream everywhere. You can catch him on tour with a big headline show in Paris later this month. Now, before we go, just enough time to tell you about the third and final installment of American R&B singer Summer Walker's Over It series. Finally Over It features collaborations with the likes of Sexy Red, Glorilla, and Mariah the Scientist. Earlier records focused on toxic relationships and heartbreak, but this time it's all about self-love and happiness. We'll leave you with the track Spend It. Now, for more arts and culture, you can head to our website. There's more news coming up on France 24 right after this.
Make me a fool, make me a